Areas of North Carolina hit hard by Hurricane Helene began a huge cleanup and recovery effort on Sunday. The storm has plowed through the southeastern United States over the past several days, destroying roads and bridges, knocking out power for millions, and causing massive flooding from Florida to Virginia. A Reuters tally of state and local officials Sunday evening put the death toll from the storm at least 90 people, with officials afraid more bodies would be discovered. Video from Friday showed streets in the picturesque city of Asheville submerged in floodwater. 30 people died in this county alone, according to the sheriff. Governor Roy Cooper called the storm, quote, a devastating catastrophe of historic proportions, and said search and rescue teams from 19 states and the U.S. government had converged on the state. George Carter was among those Reuters spoke to on Sunday, still reeling from the storm.
When you turn the corner and you see your community just full of buildings and trash and floating boathouses and floating homes, it just sort of takes your breath away. And it was scary.
Property damage and lost economic output will become clearer as officials assess the destruction. But over the weekend, insurers and forecasters said damage estimates range from $15 to more than $100 billion. A U.S. Energy Department official said roughly 2.7 million customers throughout the South were without power on Sunday. In Flat Rock, North Carolina, there were widespread blackouts, and people waited hours in line for gas after the storm caused disruptions to fuel supplies.
When you can't get gasoline, you can't go anywhere. You can't go buy nothing. Of course, there's nothing open right now, but it all depends on these gas stations. You're not going to be able to go nowhere. And it's just a scary feeling.
The White House said President Joe Biden and Vice President and Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris plan to visit affected areas this week, once they can do so without impeding the response effort. The campaign of Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump said he would visit Georgia on Monday to receive a briefing on storm damage and, quote, facilitate the distribution of relief supplies.